So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our journey, our long discussion of planets through Navamsa Chart in Vedic Astrology. And today I'm going to start a new series of planets through the 6th house of the D-9 chart. And in this particular video, let's try to decode the placement of planet Saturn in the 6th house of your D-9 chart and what are going to be the positive, negative and even karmic results that are particularly associated with this placement. Before actually diving into the what are the results that are associated with this placement, let's try to decode the 6th house of the D-9 chart in Vedic Astrology. Now 6th house is considered as one of the most important houses because this is the house which shows the spiritual aspects which is actually present between you and your life partner. Even if you want to see the spiritual progression into your life, I'm here not talking about spiritual progression after marriage, but spiritual progression after any sort of relationship that is happening into your life. It doesn't matter whether the duration of that relationship is going to be short, long, or what is the impact of that relationship is going to be. Whether it's going to create some sort of spiritual aspects inside you, whether you have the capacity to take that part into the negative side or into the positive side, this house actually shows that results up there. Even the Rahu and Ketu axis in this 6th house and 12th is also the representation of an extreme karmic connectivity which is present between you and your partner. 6th house also is the representation of the disease factor which is not actually present inside your horoscope, that is actually going to be present inside the combined or your partner as well. Because sometimes when we do the horoscope matchmaking and compatibility analysis, one person's chart is going to adversely impact the other person's chart as well. So that have the capacity to show whether there are going to be certain complex diseases that are associated with the other person or with your spouse or life partner, that is also going to be combinedly seen through the 6th house. This is also the house which specifically shows the growth aspect in any native. And here I am talking about the financial growth actually. Because from the 7th house of the D-9 chart actually, this if you count 6th house is going 12 places away. So 12 places away is actually not only the house of loss, this is the house of the investments also. So the capacity of a person to grow their money by making some wise decisions, that is also seen through the 6th house. Dominancy of the planets in the 6th and the 12th house of the D-9 chart is also going to represent a strong background of a person when it comes to the materialistic sense. Now when the planet like Saturn first of all enter into the 6th house, this is going to be absolutely a brilliant placement. The reason why this is a brilliant placement because malefic planets, specifically like Saturn and Mars, they have the capacity to enhance the liquidity and the financial aspect and the growth of the person. Here what is going to be happening up there, Saturn is not going to behave like in a more of a malefic way, but this Saturn is going to tend to become more and more disciplined energy as soon as this is getting in contact with the 6th house energy. Saturn in the 6th house also is a representation of a very karmic connectivity and extreme karmic bond which is present between you and your person. Now it also depends over the combination of the planets sitting in the D1 and in the D9 chart. You need to analyze both charts on the simultaneous basis in order to study the karmic connectivity. You also need to secondly analyze the strength of this Shani, whether it's posited in Capricorn, in Aquarius, in Aries, it's debilitated, exalted. And lastly, you also need to consider whether this Shani is actually becoming Atamkarka Graha, even Amatya Karka in your horoscope. Because if the planet is actually becoming the Atamkarka, that is the holding the highest degree, and even the Amatya Karka, and then that is going into the 6th house, it shows there is going to be some bandhan. Bandhan simply means the bondage between the two people. So that bondage exists into your life. Now it's not necessary. The bondage is only going to be with your spouse and life partner. You can check your D1 chart. If Saturn is gaining control over the 5th house by the sign of Aquarius, it means the bondage in your chart is connected with the 5th house related things. 5th house is your education, that is the house of your children as well. If it is controlling the 10th house, that is the house of your career, then it is going into the 6th house of D9. It shows the bondage between you and particular career is going to be associated in your horoscope. Like until and unless you will not be able to complete that lifespan or that kind of a time span into your life, it become very, very difficult for you to get out of that kind of a bondage. Similarly, if it is with the second house, third, it shows that karmic bondages. If Saturn is gaining control over the 7th house in the D1 chart, that is marriage and married life aspect, it shows that karmic bondage. Bondage simply means the bandhan. Here I'm not discussing whether that bondage between the two people is going to be a cordial or not. That depends over many other factors. But it shows the bondage is actually present in your horoscope. Apart from this thing, 6th house also represents your decision making capacity to actually settle into your life, or where we are actually going to settle. Now there are many individuals that leave their hometowns. They sometime move states away, maybe 200, 300 kilometers away. Sometime they visit or go into the foreign land and the foreign country also. And then they are staying for certain duration of the time up there, and then they are moving back to some different country. Or like in their entire life, they are changing 5, 6 or sometime 10 to 12 different places. Saturn is also going to create that kind of a thing whenever particularly it is in the 6th house. You also need to here simultaneously analyze your chart along with your partner chart as well, in order to understand this concept of changing of place or capacity of a person to relocate into different areas using both the charts. Because as soon as you are getting married, it's not only your planetary alignments that are impacting you. Your husband or wife planetary alignments, they are also going to have some say into your life. And 6th house Saturn represents the say of the deciding place. Here you can also say you are not going to decide the place where you are going to stay in your life. You might going to be going here, there, everywhere. But as soon as the partner is entering, or even if you are married watching this video, so in this case the partner is going to decide where both of you are actually going to stay into your life. Sometime depending over the partner chart also, this decision of the place where we actually going to stay is actually going to be made using their horoscopes also. Even this Saturn is excellent in order to reap out the monetary benefits, because here the sense of security with the malefics are going to be extremely high inside these people. I'm not saying it's going to take you into the extreme side of the spirituality. Yes, one end of this placement is extremely spiritual. There is no denial in that part actually, because I told you any sort of failures, setbacks happening into your life, any sort of relationship that is coming, entering, so the deep impact of the relationship is studied using the planetary placements into the 6th house. So if the Saturn is up there, it shows yes, there are going to be some extreme end lessons which are associated with certain relationships into your life. And I told you once again, it's not love relationship. It's might going to be with someone specific, with your family, with your siblings also. Like for example, Saturn is in conjunction with Mars or Mercury. So Mars and Mercury represents the siblings also. So certain aspect of that siblings are also going to be associated up there. But it represents there is going to be some extreme and hardcore lessons that are particularly placed actually posited in the 6th house. Now if for example the extreme energies, like you are having planets in the 6th and the 12th house also, or we can say if the predominantly planets are actually present up there, like there are 3 planetary placements in the 6th or maybe 2 planets in the 12th house, or maximum planets if they are posited into the 6th and 12th house axis, then this is going to create a lot of friction. This is an internal war kind of a situation which is going to be happening between your mind all the time. Here one leg or the one end of your planetary alignments, they are actually pulling you into the direction of spirituality, is to become a spiritual person, leave everything behind, there is nothing in the materialism, and one end is actually taking you into the part of the materialism that is going to take you deep down into the monetary benefits. Like financial security is important, financial stability is very important, and that is where the tug of war is going to be there. With malefics, I will tell you, if you want to win this battleship, you need to initially focus over gaining the financial security or financial stability. Only then malefic energy will give you full permission to go into the path of 12th realm, that is the house of pure spirituality. But with the extreme energies, and you will see the if the planets are really prominently posited or very strongly posited in the 6th and 12th houses, the tug of war is actually going to be there. You are going to experience this thing inside you. It's an internal battle that you are not going to fight with outside but the inside world actually. And that is where malefics, they tend to require more security, specifically whenever into the 6th house. Even the disease part, which I initially covered, like it shows the disease that your partner have the capacity to attract because of you. Now, specifically in the medical astrology system, although there are divisional charts also, we need to check the D12 chart, D30 chart also. These are very important divisional charts, specifically the D12 chart, in order to actually look and study whether there are going to be some disease associated. This is that placement of Saturn. Here I will tell you, if it's more in the afflicted stage, specifically Saturn, it shows yes, there are going to be certain health issues which are actually existed in the spousal life partner, or sometimes this have the capacity to adversely backfire into your life. Like as soon as you being getting married, so you are attracting the disease into your life, and because that is also considered as a bondage now. Suppose one partner is fit and fine, second person is having health issues, so it shows that bondage between two people that is actually going to be present up there. So in this way you can deeply decode, analyze or study this Saturn placement into the more deeper and the more finer level. If Saturn, for example, coming in influence with the benefic energies, like for example Saturn is more malefic and in the 12th house there are highly benefic planets are up there. Suppose Jupiter with planet Moon or maybe planet Venus, if they are actually into the 12th house in the resting place, then it's very difficult for you to find the sense of satisfaction from marriage. Bondage will then never help you to experience that kind of a thing, because if the benefics are into the 12th house, they are looking for some free realm. They don't want to get attached with the anything up there. Even if you are going to throw $1 million in front of these people, they will not going to just choose money up there, because then the benefics are actually going to take the energy towards the 12th house, that is the escape route. So these people then have the higher understanding, like this monetary thing is going to be, that is actually in the 6th house, it's not going to give me that sort of permanent happiness. And that is where these people, they deeply, I told you, 50% of the individuals having Saturn in the 6th house, 50% of their part is actually indulge in the spirituality. And it's very important for you to devote your some time up there. It may be spending some time alone with your own thoughts, with your own emotions, maybe doing the things which you like the most. Stay away from the hustle bustle of city environment. The more peaceful and more serene environment is going to be, where you can explore inside. Doing yoga, meditation is very, very helpful. I have seen a very good healers with this placement actually. They are running a very successful healing industries. So malefics have that capacity to provide the service. Like it's not only about money, it's about service. The kind of value that I'm going to provide, that will actually help them to gain that level of satisfaction. So this is quite a fascinating placement of the Saturn in the 6th house, and I hope you have gained some deep insights in this video with me. If you are having any consultations, any queries with regards to your chart, you can feel free to contact me at my email ID. I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. You can also feel free to subscribe my channel below. Make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. Also, if you want to send me super thanks, just send me super thanks, because any contribution from your side will eventually help me to make more such videos over the Vedic astrology. You can please explore my channel. There is a lot of playlists, lot of stuff up there. You can spend over a week into my YouTube channel looking into the stuff related to Vedic astrology, and you will learn Vedic astrology into the much better way. So till then, please take care of yourself, and I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye and Hare Krishna.